It's actually a difficult one. It's a difficult one.
Is Rashford undroppable?
Well, nobody's undroppable, but I'd be tending to go with those who I think who are in the most confident form and the biggest goal threat, and he is that at the moment. I know there's a question mark about the goals and the keeper and a bit of luck here and a bit of luck there, but ultimately he's got 3 goals. Yeah, I'd play him. Because the great thing you've got now is that you've got wonderful attacking players you can bring on at any moment, and you can make 5 substitutions. So you're not restricted. It'll be a dilemma for him because he is very loyal to Sterling. So we'll have to wait and see. But I would probably
What would you do?
I'd probably go Rashford and Saka.
Right, you go in form.
Well, I mean, Foden's been playing well for City, got plenty of goals. So you really wouldn't be too worried if he was in the starting 11. But pace, ability to go past people, scoring goals. Saka's been electric. You know, Saka's got this wonderful ability when he's got the ball in tight areas to still go by. He's got this strength, and I think Rashford at the moment is somebody in a really good place. And when you've just scored 2, strikers will tell you this, or goal scorers will always tell you, when they're warm, they just want to keep playing.
Do you envisage England going in the front foot?
I hope so, yeah. Why not?
Do you, Simon?
Nothing to fear.
No, I envisage that we'll do precisely what we've done in every game that we've set up.
No, the first game we went on.
To a degree, Danny. But I mean, again, I don't want to sound like a curmudgeon. The Iranians were so poor in that game that it wasn't much of a challenge.
The problem you've got, can I just say, the problem you've got sometimes is I'm big at going high tempo early on in a game when you have the quality we've got, which means high press, quick passing, moving the ball quickly. When you're playing very poor teams who really just sit in, don't play out from the back, don't give you an opportunity to press, it's hard to create that tempo. So it's not always just as easy as going, let's go and play quick tempo football on the front foot, because we have played a couple of really poor teams, haven't we? So I find it difficult sometimes to be too critical when you watch the game and you think, well, they're not playing out from the back, so we can't press. They're slowing the game down and they've got everyone behind the ball. You have to wear them down. That's football. You have to wear them down.
But the Poles set up that way yesterday against the Argentinians, and I know that they've got Messi in, and I know that's always going to be the argument, but the Argentinians played with tempo and ambition throughout the entire game, where the Poles didn't. But I suppose the question gets framed better by suggesting, what is it that we have to be mindful of with Senegal, and what will be the change in our thinking? We've played the Welsh that we would possibly think we should be able to beat, and duly did. We played the Iranians and did what we did. The American game was a disappointment. But Senegal should be bringing a more compelling proposition to us.
Yeah, which we talked earlier.
I think that's the word, Simon,
you
compelling.
Talked earlier, the better teams we play, it might be a better to watch and give us more space.
Yeah.
Because we've got players who thrive on space. Senegal got some pace. I think they'll play.
They're physical, aren't they?
They're physical and they can play on the counter. I don't expect them to come and press us high.
Right.
So, but I do think they'll cause more of.
You concerned at all about Harry Kane? No goals yet. Tony Adams apparently back home is saying that he'd like to play against. He'd love to have played against Harry Kane. Doesn't run in behind. Always very deep. Picks it up very deep.
Well, I actually think, although the second game I saw and he was too deep in that one for sure, but with his assists and his physicality, I'm talking about. Not wow moments, but I think he is better in these group games than he was in the group games in Russia, even though he scored more goals. I think he looks...
In what way?
Physically. I think he looks physically better. He looks sharper and stronger. In Russia, he looked a bit ponderous. I mean, he got the pens and he got some goals. Yeah. So the goals don't concern me.
I've sat beside you, Simon, at the England games, and I can feel your frustration. Because you know they're more than decent.
Yeah.
You know the players have got what it takes to go deep in this tournament. But you want to see it. You want to be on the edge of your seat. You want to see positivity.
I want to see something that excites people. I want to see something that gets people out of their seats. And I want to see, I've watched the games that I've enjoyed in this tournament. I've enjoyed the Saudi Arabian game against Argentina. I've enjoyed the Argentinian game last night. I've enjoyed those sort of games because there's been enjoyed the Mexican game because there's something about those games that gets you going involved. I watch England and I go, well, I want you to win. I want us to be exciting. I want us to be easy on the eye. I want us to be ambitious. I want them to see them move the ball around and zing it around, and we don't. And I look at Kane. And I'm a bit perplexed, I have to say, about your description of Kane being in better nick than he was in 2018. I'm marginally disappointed in Harry Kane.
Yeah, that's because you're looking at it from an output of what the numbers say. I'm looking at it
through my own eyes. My eyes are not betraying me.
Well, that's your view. I mean, I was at 18.
What do you think, Jim?
I think he looks...
You think Kane looks good?
I didn't say that. I said he looked better. But
I'm kind of with Tony Adams, to be quite honest. I mean, is he not coming too deep? Obviously, he's been told to do it, and that's why he's doing it.
No, I think he has.
Should he not be running in behind? Should he not be, doing a lot more to unsettle the centre backs?
Look, if there's nowhere to run in behind and a team plays low, deep, puts men behind the ball, there's nowhere to run in behind. You've got to link up. Now, ideally, when we play a team that's better and comes out and thinks they can have a go at us, Kane will be fine staying higher because it's a bit more end-to-end. When he's not getting the ball, because he can impact the game from deeper, as we've seen with Spurs, he tends to drop too deep at times because he's starved of the ball and he likes to try and impact the game. What I would suggest is that at times I think he would be better, and depending again on the opposition, staying high, and actually we don't play enough long balls to him where you say be a centre forward, win some headers, win some flick-ons, we've got great pace wide. Yeah. That's where I'd be saying to him at times, don't worry, even when we're playing a team, look, they're different players, but Haaland's a great example of a centre forward. Giroud actually is a better example. Let's use Giroud. Giroud hasn't got Kane's ability to come in deep, so he doesn't even bother. But when France are dominating the ball, like we do in some of the group games, he stays up there and occupies the centre-halves. Kane gets drawn into coming back to get some touches and show that he's a good player because he can do it. But at times he has to play the selfless role and stay higher and not come deep.
Well, does he get his first goal on Sunday? We're about to find out because England in the round of 16 are up against Senegal. It's a later kickoff at the Al Bayt Stadium, 10 p.m. over in this part of the world, and it's live on talkSPORT.